How do you like my finger? I'm rocking the Mario hat, in case you couldn't tell. And I just got the urge to vlog a little bit, and I don't usually get that, so... How do you like my penetrating eye gaze? I just look right at you and never look away. And it's really scary, you know? I don't really look at the camera very much when I'm making videos. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? Today is November 4th, 2010. And this is a kind of a strange day because 15 years ago was my first work day ever. First day on the job ever. First day that I actually went out with all that I had taken from my schooling and contributed to society in a way that I could have done with basically everything that I was taught up to the 3rd grade. It's very depressing when you really think about it, but you know, that's just the fate of some people, I guess. But anyway, so I don't know what I'm even. Why am I talking so quiet and depressed? Like, it's actually, you know, that was a really happy day though. That was November 4th, 1995. My first day, Golden Pantry, first work day. You know, and up until this point in time in my life, I'd always dreaded this day because I thought to myself, you know, I couldn't look people in the eyes, and I constantly worried because I know maybe in school you can get away with that, but in the real world, the job world, you can't get away with that kind of thing. I mean, people take you seriously and they expect certain things, certain behaviors, and I wasn't going to get away with acting the way I did in school. It just wasn't going to happen. Like, at least in school you could sit in the back, or in the bus you could sit in the back. You could just ignore everything and it would go away maybe. But you know, I figured in the workforce it was going to be different, and surprisingly it's not, actually. Surprisingly, somehow I got by with it. I mean, my first day at work, I remember this guy named Wynn was training me, W-I-N-N. Maybe it was W-Y-N-N, I never found out. But I remember as he was training me, I was forcing myself, like literally forcing myself, to look at him in the eyes and just try to keep a straight face, but because of all that was going on in my head as I was looking at him, I couldn't even concentrate on what he was saying. Because I was like, okay, I just gotta keep looking at him. That's all I gotta do. Just please keep looking at him. Don't look away. Don't look away. Don't let him think that you're scared. And it was driving me crazy. I couldn't tell what he was saying. I didn't even know. I think I just barely absorbed the most of it. But, you know, I managed somehow. And most of the stuff was pretty self-explanatory anyway. It's not like I didn't have experience doing this stuff. I mean, even like at the job interview that I was doing with the manager, Linda, I looked at her a little bit, but most of the time I was just sketching little cubes on a napkin at the table because I didn't know what else to do. And but I think a large part of the reason I got the job was because I had connections, which I don't really want to talk about, but I had connections, and that's kind of how it happened. So yeah, but that was 15 years ago, going in for my first day of work. I did actually make a post on this about Facebook, so I'm sure those of you who have read that post are probably waiting for me to get to the other part, which is that I also met the girl of my dreams. One of about 10 different girls of my dreams that I've met in my life. That would be Crystal Davis. Yep, good old Crystal Davis. Probably mentioned her before, but she basically got the job the same day as I did. I remember seeing her in the orientation meeting. No, I think I met her a couple days sooner, but our first day actually working together, you know, in the gas station. I don't think I ever said what the job was. It's basically like, you know, you go into a gas station and sometimes they have a deli where you can go and get biscuits. Well, I was that guy, the guy who made the biscuits. So it's amazing too, because when I first started there, we had like 6 people just working in the deli, one making biscuits, one preparing the lunch for the next day, one washing the dishes, one just doing general cleaning, mopping the floor, prepping food for the next day. And, you know, 2 years later, at that same job I was working, I was like literally doing all of it by myself, working 12-hour days, you know, upwards of 60, 70 hours a week. It was ridiculous. But, you know, I got so good at it that I guess they just started to take advantage of that, and I don't know why I'm even talking here. Like, I thought I was leading to a point here, but I don't know. I don't know why I keep putting my hands under my chin and all these cute little poses. I don't know what I'm getting at here. And what does Mario have to do with this? I have no idea. I'm just wearing the hat because I felt like it. I'm about to go to bed here pretty soon. And November 4th will be over. The anniversary, the 15-year anniversary will be over. And I have no way to celebrate. She's not celebrating it. So why should I? I don't know. She inspired me so much to do things, because on the Facebook page I said I'm braver than I ever have been in my life. Well, this girl, I mean, I actually call her by her name, which is a big deal for me, because I can't do that with anybody. Anybody who knows you, anybody who knows me will tell you I just can't call people by their names. I don't know why. It's one of those irrational fears I have. It's right there alongside not being able to look them in the eyes. I think those two are like connected somehow, but I can't figure out if it's self-esteem, or if that's just that I'm scared of connecting to people, or if it's that I'm scared that I'm going to pronounce their name wrong and it sounds Dumby or something. You know, but when I was with Crystal, that first month, I called her by her name. I made myself do it. I just made myself do it because I thought, this is my chance. I'm in the real world now. It's time for me to start living a real life. So I had to try. I just had to do everything I could to just put it behind me and say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to call her by her name. And I did. When I walked out of that store the first day and I said, see you later, Crystal, it took me an hour to get over it because I'd never done it before in my life. I was 19 years old and I'd never done it before in my life. And that's hard to imagine. 19, never done it. I don't think I've ever done it. I might have done it. Like, I can say, like, hey, Mom. I can't say Mom, okay? Like, when I call my mom, I can't say Mom, because that sounds too demanding. I have to say, hey, Mom. And all my life, it's always been, hey, Mom. You know, to where I'm, like, saying hey to her, or something like, you know, putting something in the sentence so that it doesn't sound so demanding, you know. Whatever. I don't know why I'm even talking about this. It's just something that I was thinking about because today is November 4th and all that stuff, and I thought, you know, maybe I should make a vlog about this instead of another package opening video, you know. Not much else to say. I think I'm going to shut it off there, and I will see you on the flip side. Take care, y'all.